The last session, the last segment, the last lap to home for the Raisina dialogue. And on this occasion, I'm thrilled that for the first time ever, we have a chief minister of a state speak to all of you. This is first time ever in Raisina, and hopefully this will become a tradition, because in many ways India's transformation is a story of its states. And I can tell you there is no more important script writer than the Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who in his previous avatar has built Hyderabad and the technology capital of India, has shaped the future of millions of Indians through his visionary leadership, and now he's determined to do more. And in his new innings as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he has plans and he has a vision and he has a determination. Since that as Observer Research Foundation, we have a center in Mumbai, in Kolkata, in Delhi. Our southern center should be in Amravati. That is what we should do.
There is no discussion about it. Straight away you can come to Amravati. There is no better than that.
Chief Minister, we also are looking...
Now I am organizing in Amravati. If you see in IT, majority are Indian origin. Either Google or Microsoft, IBM, any other company for that matter. Now we are starting in Amravati Global Leadership Center with CAI, Confederation of Industry, and also Government of Andhra Pradesh. We are working together. Already we have given land. Davos is economic forum. Amravati will be leadership forum.
Wonderful.
That is where we are promoting. That is the best place for you also to come and have your office.
I'm coming, sir. They are coming. No, I have a question which is, because this is a geopolitical conference. For the last 2 days, everyone here has been saying that people cannot agree. There's disagreements, polarization, weaponization. Everyone unhappy outside India, sir. But they say India very optimistic. The chief guest said India is a very optimistic country. So my question to you is, how do you achieve consensus between state and center, even amongst your own people, to be able to do such big projects?
Now all of you, if you see, India is one country. We are having a very, very rich, I can say, legacy. Tolerance, discussion, through dialogue. Our government, both state governments and also central government, are working very well. It is a cooperative federalism. That is where our growth rate is very impressive growth rate. If you can see 7+, there is an opportunity to grow 10+ also. Our Honorable Prime Minister, all of you have seen, is a leader by building consensus on any issue. That is where he is working now. Any leader, generally what we have to do, here I have seen in politics for the last 4.5 decades. I have seen pre-economic reforms, post-economic reforms, pre-technology, post-technology, everything I have seen. Ultimately, consistency in policy and building consensus is very, very important. That has to help short-term, medium-term, long-term, sustainability and global peace and happiness. That is very, very important. Not only satisfying our stakeholders and global community should be happy. Or otherwise, somewhere something will happen, we are also worried about it.
Chief Minister, we also see increasingly that the state governments and the states are actually the geographies that are of interest to outsiders. People say India, but within India they also choose the states. There is a competitive federalism, there is cooperative federalism, but there is also the role of the states in actually being the ambassadors of India in many ways. Andhra Pradesh is the geography which will attract companies, which will also deal with provinces of different countries. How are Indian states, and especially how is Andhra Pradesh looking at this new global India, where all of you are also going to be in many ways the diplomats of India?
No, Indians are the best diplomats, I can say. If you see anywhere in the world, we won't create any problem for that local community. We will adjust with them. And also we are very, very amicable. That is where I am saying, as on today, we are serving the global community also. 20 years back or 15 years back, from my state, nobody, only limited to America and some other countries. Today, if you name any country, that country, our Telugu community is there, and also Indians are there. They are the best diplomats, and also they are working for the global community, for their welfare. That is the biggest contribution from Indian community, especially on technology side.
We also have seen in recent years that state governments are also now investing heavily into rethinking the education and skilling and knowledge spaces that we need to create. And since you're building a whole new city, maybe my question would be that, are you investing for education for the future?
No, this is a very important issue. Earlier, some limited Indians are having talent. To have career, we used to go to different countries, especially for Silicon Valley and other places, in America, everywhere. Now, Indians are very strong in talent. Future, reverse way it is going to happen. Wherever there is a talent, opportunities will come to that place. Distance is not the constraint today. Anywhere you can start a global company. And in knowledge economy, by using technology, I can service anywhere in the world. If necessary, I can go to that country for physically. Both are available. That is how things are happening. This is where I am going in a big way. Skill development and technology. In Andhra Pradesh, if you see, one is Google is coming. In one city, Visakhapatnam, 5 gigawatt capacity data centers are coming. And also AI is coming. Now to supply all these things, we need green energy. We are very strong in green energy. India is having a big advantage of energy transformation. Only India is the country, single grid. I can produce power anywhere in the country. I can use anywhere in the country. Even America didn't have that advantage. In future, our government, central government is thinking, one is green energy corridor, that is transmission lines. One is other use, that is thermal, hybrid, all energy, separate this one. Green energy is going to produce green hydrogen and ammonia. India is going to export energy in the near future. In Andhra Pradesh, already one plant has come, biggest plant, Greenco. They are preparing green ammonia. Already they are having agreement with Germany. They are going to supply. So that is the future India is leading now.
And you are investing in young people who are going to be leading that future.
Totally in transformation is happening. One example I am giving you. Recently we wanted to go for to AI. Next level is quantum AI, algorithms how to write. I gave a call. Immediately they have registered nearly 60,000 people within 2 days. And also Chennai, IIT has started one online courses on AI. Around 208,000 people joined. Among 208,000, 104,000 are from Andhra Pradesh. That is 50% of students are from Andhra Pradesh. Even if you see now today, anywhere in the world, overseas students are from Andhra. That is where I am building, I am investing in a big way for knowledge economy, especially knowledge and technology. Both has to go together now.
There's a very interesting bill you have introduced in the legislative assembly on population management, and you are now incentivizing the third child in families. What is the thinking behind this?
Now this is very interesting subject for all of us. Some of the countries are facing as on today, aging problem. Earlier they are unable to attend. India is having an advantage for demographic dividend. It will be there up to 2047. India replacement fertility rate is 2. For replacement, we need 2.1. Now, my Andhra Pradesh as South India, we are having around 1.5. We are far below replacement level. Now, I introduced a population management policy. First time, the state government has introduced population management policy. One child, we are giving our incentives. If anybody is having second child, straight away I will give 25,000 rupees cash on delivery, and also third child also will give. For third child, we are going to give monthly 1,000 rupees for up to 5 years for nutrition, for how to build that child. That is where we are doing. We are giving maternity leave for 1 year. Even we are giving for males also 2 months or 1 month leave for look after their child. So responsibility for maintaining the children, it is a parental responsibility, equal responsibility. Wife and husband has to look after equally. That is where we are promoting now.
How is the response been to this idea in Andhra Pradesh generally?
Now today lot of discussion. Exactly 25 years back, I promoted population planning. At that time, I used to go and explain to all people, population is increasing, air is not increasing, water is not increasing, land is not increasing, there will be a problem.
So at that time you were asking them to control.
Control.
Now you're asking to expand.
Promote. Same politician, I am doing both roles. This is the very interesting, otherwise we will be outdated. So we have seen the danger. I was able to, at that time also, so many people told me, you cannot do it. First, female literacy. Then second, eradication poverty. Then it will happen. Now people are asking me, you are asking to have more children. We will give proper nutrition, education, better living standards, everything.